Your morning blitz begins now.
Hey, welcome to your Monday. A high of 76 today. Should be sunny and warm. Decent day to start off the week. Good morning. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Hello. Great. How are you?
Not too bad. I'll tell you what. I am not looking forward to the loading and unloading of a U-Haul because this past weekend we spent a lot of time getting ready and organizing and moving things to the garage and, clearing out the basement so Nora can get that clean so we just don't have to worry about it on moving day and boxes. And I'm sore as hell right now.
Oh, yeah.
My butt area and my lower back, and I'm like,
That's another one of those things that works muscles that don't get worked any other time.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
What is moving day? Which day?
Saturday.
You're going to start putting stuff in the
so we'll load pick up the U-Haul first thing Saturday morning. We'll load it up. We'll come down here. And then we're debating on, just throwing the mattresses in the new place for the night. Mm-hmm. Or Westside Jeff said the whole family can come stay, and then we'll unload on Sunday.
Okay.
Because there's no way we're going to do both.
That's what I was wondering.
No, with the drive and everything, that just won't be possible. So it'll be kind of a load up one day,
right,
unload the next day. So, counting down the days.
It's happening.
It is happening before the family is here, and we are all said and done. In fact, every Sunday when I leave, or if Nora's here and she leaves, we'll write each other secret notes and then put them in luggage or whatever. So when you unpack, and so the note I wrote, it was quite the long letter. I was like, "We did it. This is it. 4 months apart, only visiting on the weekends."
Crazy.
And now that next step is set to begin come this weekend.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, me too. Finally over. Anyways, how are you, Kelly?
I'm great. I started a brand new skincare routine yesterday, so
I was going to say it's
looking
quite
pretty luxurious,
smooth and shiny from this vantage point.
Just glowing
already in 24 hours.
Gotta love it.
So I decided on that. That was a big life
I was going to say, was that the big weekend news? I started a new skincare routine.
I did. I bought the products. And I'm ready to go, man.
Well, I'm so happy for you. Vic, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Caught a lot of bass over the weekend.
She showed me some pictures, yeah.
Friday and Sunday, man. You know what was bizarre? Friday it was just raining here crazy.
Yep.
We went to Indian Lake, which is an hour from here, west. Just the other side of Bell Fountain, and we got probably to Marysville, dry as a bone.
Nothing.
Got to Indian Lake, sun shining. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt.
Kidding.
Absolutely, it's amazing to go an hour away. How gorgeous it was.
Yeah.
And as soon as we got to Dublin, there it was raining again.
Oh my gosh! You have to think of the Memorial.
Yeah,
the Memorial Tournament. I was like, I don't think they delayed it or anything. I don't know. I didn't pay much attention, but I was like, oh my gosh, what a flippin' nightmare to have to play out and watch in that rain. And
boy, they got a great final day, though.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was obviously between driving and moving. I did get to watch some, and boy, it looked amazing. No surprise that Scheffler won. The only player since other than Tiger to go back-to-back. But it really shined a great light watching it on TV from Jack's place. I mean, it was really cool.
Scheffler.
How about the fact that we got the best weekend in the month of May for Sonic Temple? Hands down, the absolute best weekend of the year.
Yeah, absolutely
was Sonic
correct.
Temple weekend.
That's very cool. Never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Every other weekend was a little kind of misty and rainy.
Terrible, cold, and
very true.
We lucked out this year.
Well, we have a lot to do and a lot to talk about on a Monday, so let's get it all going. Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick, what you got?
All right, so college football, the video game, returned last year for the first time in over a decade. Big success. So of course there will be a college football 26 coming out this summer. And most people know that our amazing wide receiver from Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith, is on the cover. But there's another awesome wide receiver on the cover with him, and I want to know who that is. And if you can tell us, we will give you $25 to go spend at waterbeds and stuff. So who is the other wide receiver on the cover with Jeremiah Smith of College Football 26? First one to text in the correct answer at 99700 will get the gift card.
All right, let's get that answer for Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick?
All right, College Football 26, the new video game, will be out on July 10th. On the cover is Buckeye wide receiver Jeremiah Smith, who had an amazing rookie season for the Buckeyes. And the other wide receiver is who? Also a rookie. That would be Ryan Williams from Alabama. This kid, incredible. I say kid because he was playing at 17 years old and catching touchdowns in the SEC for Alabama.
Good for him.
Last year. So they are regarded as the two best receivers in college football, and they're both true sophomores. That is pretty amazing when you think about it. So they're both on the cover, and Joe Ing from Middlefield, Ohio, was the first one to text in the correct answer. He's got $25 to water beds and stuff.
Congratulations. I don't want to, start off on a Monday just complaining. I just it's so mind-blowing to me. First and foremost, it's amazing that the Wall Street Journal did an oddly in-depth article on how Welcome In has become very popular among greetings at a store. Like if they've got a door greeter or something.
Oh, like a Walmart greeter?
You're right, exactly.
It says welcome in.
Welcome in, which they have seen a huge increase in that particular phrase. Instead of just hello or welcome, welcome in has become like a new, not that it's a new saying, it's just more stores are using that specific saying when you come in. And the Wall Street Journal did a giant report on it, which is very strange, trying to figure out why it's become so popular. Why are people now saying welcome in as the particular phrase? And they're looking at the history of the word welcome in, which, if you know any German, willkommen is the German word for welcome. But what's more aggravating is that people are now mad at stores using welcome in.
What?
Is there not enough to complain about that we're complaining about a store greeting? People are actually spending time complaining about store greetings.
How dare you welcome me in?
Right.
So many bigger things to worry about.
That's what I'm saying. There are people actually leaving comments on the article and saying, well, it just sounds dumb. You're trying too hard. What? You're trying too hard to earn our business or be polite to a customer that's coming into your store?
Try hard.
I just can't. Who has got time to sit there and complain about a store greeting?
I mean, I've got the time, but I guess that wouldn't be something I'd complain about.
Well, what would be something small that you've thought about before? Maybe you haven't, but have you seen something online, something small that really irked you and you wished you would have complained?
There's just things that get overused over time. It's like a brand new thing to say, don't get it twisted. And now it's like, please don't say that. It makes me want to punch you when you say don't get it twisted. Like it's such like a used up, battered phrase. Let's trash that one.
Okay. So don't
get it twisted.
Welcome in and don't get it twisted.
What is going on? People just love to be angry.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Or they're just angry people.
Yes.
Who lash out at everything.
That is the why I brought this up. I just cannot believe the things that people get angry about.
Yeah.
And why are you just so angry? I don't understand.
Maybe people don't like it when they're met with happiness because they're really struggling with a lot in their own life. There
are the people who are miserable and they want everybody around them to be miserable too.
Right. It's really interesting because over the last few weeks, as we've talked about, the weekends that Nora and I spend, either one of us here or one of us in Detroit, lately because of things going on, I've been making a lot of trips up there on the weekend. And I've been listening to the audio version of my brother's book. We've talked about this. My brother kind of has a bigwig job in the entertainment business, and he wrote a memoir over his past 30 years in the business.
Did he do his own narration?
He did.
Okay,
well,
cool.
Not only did he do his own narration, but because, he's a Broadway producer, he got Broadway actors to read the parts of the other characters.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that neat?
So, but the book, the first, let's call it first half of the book is very much about his upbringing. And we kind of had a different childhood only because he's 13 years older. So by the time I was old enough to form memories, he was already off at college and things like that. But listening back to some of the descriptions, about my mother wasn't the happiest person for enough right reasons, but I think I'm so kind of, I don't want to say not that I'm not happy, but just kind of free-flowing is I think because of my mom being who she was and always kind of uptight and angry a lot of things. And I'm like, I choose not to be angry. I can't imagine being angry enough to complain about a store using Welcome In. It just reminds me, that's something my mom would do.
Okay.
That's something my mom would do.
So we can get a glimpse into life before Goose, a little before Goose, if we read or listen to your brother's memoir.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, that was a little side note.
How about, does this make you angry when people say, I was today years old when I found out ...
Yes.
Oh, stop it, please.
You don't like the today years old?
That makes you angry?
No, it just makes me, I'm just tired of it.
Just over
I
it.
can see why, people get really laser focused on things sometimes.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So just find other things. There are bigger things to complain about than Welcome In. That's all I'm saying. 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, if you've ever traveled anywhere by airplane, you know that there are 1,737,624 different things that can go wrong to delay a flight or cause some sort of issue for your travel. I don't know if I've ever heard of this one before. There was a British Airways flight that was flying from San Francisco to London. And during the dinner service, after takeoff, one of the flight attendants went missing.
What?
Yeah. And now this is an A380 Airbus. This is a big plane. But one of the flight attendants went missing to the point where the other flight attendants were like, what is going on? Something's wrong. Like, where is this flight attendant? As it turns out, they found him in one of the Club World business class lavatories, dancing naked in the mirror. Surprisingly, or I should say not surprisingly, they suspected that he was high on drugs.
Yeah.
And he was relieved of his duties for the rest of the flight. He was put... Here's what made me mad, though. This man who's supposed to be working is high on drugs, dancing naked in one of the private bathrooms. So what do? They put him in some first-class pajamas, place him in an empty first-class seat for the rest of the 10-hour journey. So this man who's breaking the rules gets a first-class seat for free?
I'm kidding. Well, what do you think it was? Mushrooms? Do you think it was like bath salt? What makes you decide this is the move? I'm going to dance naked in a
I would definitely say it was some sort of hallucinogenic. Yeah. I don't think it was like marijuana or blow, or meth. Yeah, it's something that was maybe a little LSD. It was something making him feel good. He was feeling himself.
And you get some first class pajamas.
And they take a nap for a 10-hour flight in a first class seat. Yet I'm stuck between Marge and Barge over here in the middle seat. No armrests.
Wedged in.
The crew alerted the company of what had happened. The police were called and met them on the flight. The flight attendant was removed from the airport in a wheelchair, received medical attention, and was arrested. He's being suspended of his duties while pending an investigation. Is he going to lose his job, or is he going to have to go to rehab, and they're going to give him... Because here's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
When you have a union job, and I don't know if British Airways is, but I know a lot of flight attendants are... It's hard to get fired when you're part of a union.
Especially if you agree to rehab.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So maybe he's learned his lesson. Who knows?
There's always guys that do stuff like this. You don't hear women doing stuff like that.
For the most part, yeah. Second story takes us down to Corryville, Pennsylvania, where a woman was wanted on a homicide warrant. Lancaster police pulled the woman over. Kendra Hess was 39. She was stopped in York and was being questioned for unspecified criminal violations. However, when asked her name, they found out she was Cotty Hess. Here's the problem. She wasn't Cotty Hess. She was Kendra Hess. She gave her sister's name because she knew she was wanted on a warrant, a homicide warrant. Like, this was a big deal. Kendra knew she was going to be in big, big trouble. So how do I get out of it? Oh, I'll just give my sister's name, Cotty Hess. Well, unfortunately, Cotty Hess had an arrest warrant out for some violations and theft. So her plan did not work. She was still arrested. Police finally figured out what was going on, and Kendra Hess was charged with the actual homicide stuff, and she's going to have her own issues. They are still looking for Cotty Hess. pretty much.
My husband's brother did that. He called 911 once, and they just as a kid, and just acting like a fool. And when I said, "What's your name?" He gave his brother my husband's name. He gave his brother's name.
Oh,
yeah. They're like, "What's your name?" And he kept going, "My name's Charlie. My name's Charlie."
What happened? Did the police show it? Nothing.
Police, I think they showed it was back in the 70s.
Right.
So, they're pretty lenient back then.
They're kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always try to give a sibling's name when you're in trouble.
Just throw them
Definitely
under the bus.
try it.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, not so breaking news. 99.7 The Blitz. So I'm pretty sure most schools are out around here, right? Are they done for the year?
Yeah, I think that there were Columbus Public School graduations this past weekend.
Okay.
I don't know about the suburbs.
What does that mean? Like the underclassmen still have? Because I only bring that up because my boys up in Detroit. This is their final week of school. This the last couple days. They have a half day on Friday, and then they're done for the year.
I think Columbus City's out. I think this is their first week of vacation.
Okay. Well, I asked because a mother has kind of gone a little bit viral on TikTok because she made a video that people are commenting on. Take a listen to what she had to say.
Do you make your kid go to school the last day of school? Do you make your kid go to school the last week of school? I don't make my kids go to school the last couple days of school. I don't see the point. Most of the teachers would rather you keep your kids home anyway, at least around here. My parents, they made us go to school every single day, all the way to the very last day of school every year. I have cleaned a lot of desks. That is what we did the last week of school when I was a kid. So what was the point of sending me to school on the last few days of school? But I'm not doing that with my kids. Stay home, baby. It's summertime. Time to go.
Now, I wonder right now how many kids are in the car with the parents right now going, see, why are we doing? So I got your back. I got your back, little people. But again, I don't know if I'm totally against this. Like, the 16-year-old is somehow inherited a whole bunch of smarts and is a straight-A student, tested so high and did so well during the year. And I don't know how school has changed. He doesn't even have to take finals in 3 of his classes because he has done so well,
right?
That
tested out.
The final, he tested out. Yeah, the final would almost like bring his grade down. Like, so there's no point. So for half of his classes, he's not even doing anything. So if he were to take this week off, would I be totally against it? I don't know. Kind of the old curmudgeon in me though is like, no, go to school. That's what you're supposed to do. I didn't get extra time off of school. You're not getting extra time off of school. So just finish it out.
Unless you're in elementary, don't you have finals that last week?
In high school, we always did.
In junior high, we had finals. When I was in 7th grade, I had finals the last full week of school. So there was no skipping.
Right. Well, I do know that, like, in one of his classes, they've already taken the final.
Okay.
So, what the point is of the last week and a half, I don't know. And like I said, in other classes, he doesn't even have to take the final because he tested out, did so well. So there's no point. Even if there is a final, he doesn't have to be there for it. So, I don't know. 800-821-9970. Would you do this? Do you do this? Do you allow your kids to stay home this week or last week if it was their last week of school? Would you just be okay with them, like, not being there the last week?
We never got that kind of leeway.
No.
Growing up, you're going to school until they close those doors and lock them.
I mean, you had kids go through school thick.
Yeah.
Do you remember giving them the last day off or the last couple days off?
No, not at all. And she said that she cleaned desks.
Well, like cleaning up, that was like the last couple days is cleaning up the classroom.
Yeah.
Or they roll in the TV cart and they put a movie in the VCR.
You've already turned all your books in.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, in elementary school, the last couple days were actually the fun days of school.
Right.
We had field day. We did all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was always a good time.
Right.
Nobody wants to miss that.
Yeah, I mean, of all the days I want to go, that's it.
I've put all my time in this year.
Right.
Now I get field day.
Yeah, I don't want to miss out on that. I forgot about that. That's right. You did field day and stuff.
3-legged race.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was that dumb giant parachute you sit around?
Oh, yeah.
Flap it up
Kidding.
and
I
down.
love that thing.
And then you had to run to the other side.
That was gym class.
Yeah.
That was like, that and square dancing. Do you ever have to square dance?
Yes, and that was the worst.
The worst.
So dumb.
Yeah, I'm like 6. I don't want to touch that boy.
I was always like, I was always uncertain if I wanted to line dance 4 times or just square dance once. I was always kind of. Thank you for the sympathy laugh. I appreciate it. Yeah, I never understood why you did square dancing in the elementary school or middle school gym class.
Yeah,
I've
never been asked to promenade left. Right. Never in my life.
Do-si-do.
Do-si-do, yeah.
Looks like Southwestern City Schools tomorrow's the last day.
Okay.
That's Grove City, Westland, Franklin Heights.
All right.
Yeah, are you letting your kids off here or what?
Oh, Brandon says Cedar Point.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Going to Cedar Point.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see. My daughter has exams all last days, so she's required to go. It says 3985. Yeah, I'm wondering if anyone has done this. Give your kids the last couple days off of school.
Yep.
No, but you brought up Cedar Point, and I'll tell you, man, if you can get up there like a weekday, the week school starts, the place is dead.
Oh, right. Yeah,
That's
no.
the best time
absolutely.
to go.
100%. In fact, we were talking about going, and it was like, yeah, but the time period we were talking about going is the dead middle of the summer, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No, it's terrible.
And it's like, no, I am not going to wait 2.5 hours in line.
No.
Not happening.
Get a fast pass. You only have to wait like 2 hours.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I would love to hear from someone. If you're okay with your kids staying home from school, 800-821-9970 or 99-700. If you're just like, yeah, there's no point in going. But yeah, the field trips, the field days, yeah, some of the best times were the last days.
100%. And it's like that delicious time right before a vacation, the day or two before like Christmas break. It's the best time. Everybody's in a great mood. You're having a blast. You're just like laughing and carrying on.
Right.
Those are the glory days.
Get them to sign the yearbook.
How about
Have a
letting
great
me
summer.
skip in February?
Right, yeah, why can't we do that? Give us an extra
Right.
extra time off in February, the
Right.
crappy months, for sure.
Jack says, I wonder what happens if you have in-school detention on the last couple days of school.
That would be the worst. 800-821-9970 or 99-700. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
The woman who is accused of hiding the suspect in the Mifflin Township police officer shooting is due in Franklin County Court today. 31-year-old Jayla Call is charged with felony obstruction and tampering with evidence. Authorities say Call has admitted that she knew Daviante Dixon was a fugitive when she allowed him to stay at her apartment down in Obed's. Dixon is accused of shooting and injuring 2 Mifflin Township police officers while running on foot from a traffic stop last Wednesday, and authorities say Dixon is now hospitalized with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. A suspect carried out an act of terrorism on a pedestrian mall in Boulder, Colorado yesterday afternoon using what police are describing as a makeshift flamethrower against a crowd of pro-Israel demonstrators. 8 people hospitalized with burns, 1 in critical condition. Boulder police say the victims' ages range from 52 to 88. The suspect is 45-year-old Mohammed Sabri Solomon and was reportedly heard yelling "Free Palestine" while using this flamethrower and tossing an explosive device at the crowd. He was taken into custody and then transferred to a hospital for an examination. He's described as an Egyptian national who has overstayed his tourist visa in the U.S. Well, the Atlantic hurricane season is here. There are normally 14 named storms during the 6-month period that begins on June 1st, including 3 major hurricanes. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says that it expects between 13 and 19 named storms this year, and that up to 10 of them could be hurricanes. It expects at least 3 of them to be major hurricanes. So the very first named storm this year will be Hurricane Andrea. And other names this season include Chantal, Karen, and Tanya.
Okay.
So this list.
Okay. I hope that its path it hits an area that is uninhabited, and I don't wish this upon any living human in any area. But I hope Hurricane Karen just rolls through and does some damage to a field or right. I want it to be a super strong angry hurricane that doesn't hurt anybody.
That accomplishes nothing.
Or one that is just annoying. Like your power goes out, but no other damage, but your power's out for a week.
That's it. I don't want it to be strong. I want it to be just, and it's constantly
annoying.
Just misty, and it's like, and it just like hovers and it won't go away, and it's just in your face. Yes, even better.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that none of our names are on this year's list of hurricanes. It's the same list every 6 years. So we had this same list of hurricanes back in 2019. They bring it back every 6 years. But if there's a major hurricane that's either deadly or really destructive, they retire the names. They have about 100 retired names, like Sandy, Katrina, Irma, Harvey, etc. But we have Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter.
Oh, Hurricane Karen's going to come through, and the wind's going to be whistling, and it's going to burn through the trees, and you're just going to hear the wind howling. I want to speak to your manager.
Right.
I want to speak to your manager.
Exactly.
And a wind can sound like that.
I don't like there's going to be a Hurricane Dexter. Don't like it. That sounds like that's bad news.
Dexter's going to be a nasty one. You know it.
Yep.
Okay.
So, all right, those are your 3 things.
All right, let's get to the how did this happen news. I found a couple of stories that are just so mind-boggling. I can't understand. You know, if you've ever driven anywhere in the country before, I know living in northern Michigan, there have been many times where you're driving along, especially at night, and all of a sudden, there it is, the deer goes jumping across the highway or running across the highway, or you're driving and all of a sudden you see like 2 or 3 of them on the side of the road. You're like, a lot of us have actually hit deer before. You've hit a deer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There she came to work with, like, the fur in her grill.
There was still fur in my grill. It was horrible. Oh, gosh.
Yep.
Yeah, terrible feeling.
I blasted one that thought it could jump all the way across the road.
I've seen them do that.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But I caught him midair, and he went a-tumbling, for sure.
Oh.
But here's the thing. Deer are quick.
Yes.
They will come out of nowhere. Even though pretty dumb, sometimes you see them on the side of the road, and then they decide to move, like, when you get next to them. And, like, you're an idiot. You just jumped in front of the car. Are you a depressed deer? What happened? I don't understand. Why did you just jump into traffic? However, again, quick, fast. It makes sense if they come out of nowhere and you hit them. Minnesota State Patrol is investigating a crash that involved 11 cows.
Oh.
A semi-truck barreled through.
Oh, no.
11 cows on the highway. The incident unfolded around 4:26 a.m. near Fountain Township in Fillmore County. The semi unexpectedly collided with 11 cows that were on the road. 10 of the bovines were killed. 1 survived.
I feel like you're on your phone at that point, or how are you not seeing
How do you
this?
not see the cows?
Yeah.
10 of them. That's a herd, isn't it? Isn't that enough to be considered a herd of cows?
Haven't, though, you ever seen somebody purposefully drive through, like you'll see the geese or whatever?
Yes.
And people just get mad and drive. I've seen it before. It's disgusting. Like, you can't believe somebody is that inhumane.
Right.
To not just wait for, 20 seconds while these things cross the street.
Yes.
Sometimes they sort of hang out, and you try to get a little closer to urge them forward.
Right.
But I have seen someone drive through geese before, and it's disgusting.
Absolutely. But cows?
Cows is ridiculous. I feel like you were on your phone.
Well, you're stupid. I mean, you're not going... This is way different than geese. The geese are not probably... They might maybe
and I know
minor, tiny damage, but
right, I know you're
cows,
a semi.
You're done.
I know you're a semi, but there's still got to be some damage if you're
huge.
plowing through 11 of them.
That's either a rage situation or a distracted driver.
Okay, well, the State Patrol is still unsure how the cows ended up on the highway, but they are investigating.
Oh, blame! Is that victim blaming?
What did you do, cows?
Why were you on the freeway?
Our second story takes us over to Australia, where a prisoner is on the run. Michael Graham Rennie is 43. He was serving a 6-year, 3-month sentence for serious assault, motor vehicle offenses, theft and burglary, and drug and weapons offenses. Here's the problem. I can't understand the how did this happen news is because Michael was working on the prison farm when he escaped, driving away in the tractor. How did he get away? It's a tractor. I'm pretty sure you could walk alongside him and be like, hey, get off the damn tractor. Where are you going? They still can't find him. He drove away in a tractor.
It's like when that person stole that crane. It's like, how are you getting away with this?
Yes.
What?
It makes no sense whatsoever on how you would get away. So, still on the lookout for Michael Graham Rennie. Of course, considered a dangerous man for the things he's done. Look for the bald, pale white man on a tractor.
Side note, though, if I ever go to prison, I hope they sentence me to a prison farm. I want to work on a prison farm. That sounds cool as heck.
Yeah, isn't that kind of just like, I mean, hey, I just landscape. I got a green thumb all day.
Right. Outside,
I get 3 meals a day. Yeah, absolutely.
Chilling.
It's not too bad.
Tractor rides.
Sure.
Can I tell you, you get back to the deer?
Yes.
I was down by Big Darby Creek Saturday, and this deer comes walking along the creek. I don't know if it didn't see me or what. First time I've ever seen this in my life. That deer, just like a big dog, squatted and took a dump. I saw a deer take a dump.
It squatted?
You see the tiny little pellets falling out of its V8?
And it took forever.
Yeah.
It was a long time that this thing was squatting and dumping. I was like, well, okay, now I've seen that.
Now you can check that.
Check.
Right off the list. Check. Got it. That's great.
It's hilarious. I wish I'd had my phone on me.
You want to take video of that?
Absolutely.
Awesome. It's 99.7 The Blitz. Man, what a week it's going to be. So much going on. The final preparations and the countdown before we'll pick up the U-Haul and load the family up, and they make their official move to Columbus. And it's, you know, the wait is over. The driving back and forth is over. We're all going to be a family unit together after 4 months. Super excited for that. But the week, it's going to be a very busy week. I mean, just today, you got the show. And then right after this, I got to run over and drop the car off because the car I bought, they got to make a small little fix. So I got to get that, and I got to get the rental car they're going to give me. And then I got a doctor's appointment at 1 o'clock. And then we've got our morning show meeting that we do every other week at 2 o'clock. So just a very busy day all in all. So I had to make sure I was well rested. So last night I took a little bit of extra gummy to make sure I got some good sleep. But the gummy kicked in before I actually did fall off to La La Land, so my mind started wandering, and I wanted to share some of my gummy thoughts I had last night before I fell asleep. Like, I thought about this. Every single one of us has kicked a pregnant woman before.
That is so true.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We're all just rude. Thought about this. If you're at a water park and you die at the top of the water slide, there's going to be a serious debate on how to get you down.
Oh, that was a whole SNL skit.
Was it really?
Oh, my gosh. This past season with Nate Bargatze. It is you have to
For real?
watch it.
Oh, my God. I love Nate. He's my favorite. I didn't know that.
Yeah, somebody died at the top of the water slide, and the whole skit was, how are we just sliding down with a dead body? Because I'm not carrying it down the stairs.
Oh,
Dude.
When I thought about that, I'm like, from now on, if I ever go to a water park, I'm going to make a little laminated sign that says, please
slide.
if I die, throw me down the water slide.
One last ride.
Please. And take video.
Yes.
Without a doubt. I feel like I would look like, or someone would look like, did you ever see the viral video of the policeman who went down the slide? It was an enclosed.
Oh, with this going back and forth.
And then he hits the ground and like, like, how did you come out of the slide like that? I have a feeling that's what it would look like.
Total brain damage.
Yeah,
But if you're dead,
100%.
It's like, that's fine. I'm not using it anymore.
I am down. Take video and send me down the chute.
What was that?
Even better. I hope it's not one of the twisty ones. I hope it's one of the ones that you see now with the steep upshoot.
Yeah.
And that steep upshoot, so the body just launches into the air, looking like one of those used car sale, the little wavy, wacky arm guys.
Did you see that dead goose?
Right. I thought about this before falling asleep. Worms in apples have turned out to be a much less bigger problem than I thought when I was growing up.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we all thought there were going to be worms in every apple, but not so much.
Thank you, pesticides.
Right, I was going to say, that's because we're getting chemicals instead.
Oh, I guess there's that.
Thanks, GMO apples.
Thought about this before I fell asleep last night. Trying to come up with a name for a child is basically just a trip down memory lane of all the people you've met in your life that you don't like.
Well,
that's
okay.
true. Like, we can't name our baby Carmen because she was my bully.
Exactly.
Did you see that video on TikTok of there was somebody sitting behind this woman, this pregnant woman, who had a piece of paper out during the graduation ceremony. They were naming the graduates, and the caption on her piece of paper was potential baby names. And she was listening to the names of the graduates and writing down the name she liked as a potential for her own baby. I like that idea.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's one place you could go to hear a lot of different names.
Yes.
And check it out. Yeah. I thought about this before I fell asleep. It is so presumptuous of us to have a Miss Universe competition when all the contestants are just from Earth.
Oh,
how rude!
Thought of that.
You have to tell me what kind of gummies you're doing. I want some thoughts like that.
That's no different than like whenever at the end of the season, whoever wins the Super Bowl is the world champions.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're the American champions. That's all you are. Is the American champions. Sumptuous. Thought about this before I fell asleep. Given how powerful, speaking of sports, given how powerful and dangerous they are, it's really surprising that no sports team uses hippopotamus as a mascot. Those things are deadly.
Oh, yeah.
And angry and fast and will kill you.
It would make a good mascot, too, like being in a big hippo costume.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
Oh, you'd be the number one mascot. How
Dancing
cute.
hippo?
Yeah, and you got that little, the ones that do the round hip thing? They move around.
Oh. See him battling with Brutus on a Saturday?
Yeah.
And finally, this is the last thing I thought of before I dozed off to La La Land. Every time I head out the door, I check for my keys, my wallet, and my phone. I've done 30% of the Macarena.
Yeah.
Right.
Very true.
And then it was off to sleep. Those are my Gummy thoughts. 99.7 The Blitz. Well, unfortunately, infidelity is a thing. It does happen. Sometimes, they come out and say, "Hey, I'm very sorry, but I cheated on you," or "There was another person." And then sometimes you find out unexpectedly, whether it's a receipt from like a restaurant in the pants while you're getting ready to do laundry, or you happen to walk in on them and it's just blatant right in front of your face. And then sometimes it just happens mistakenly. They make a misstep and you catch them. And there was a story last week, and I just cannot believe how this guy got caught. This couple has got smart toothbrushes, electronic toothbrushes. And it just so happens, I guess they very much care about their dental health because this smart toothbrush or their smart toothbrushes actually has an app. It tells you how long you brushed for, when did you brush, are you brushing 2 or 3 times a day?
Wow, really?
Yeah. Like this app will help you keep track of your dental health.
Okay.
Now, being a couple, they have a shared phone system. They're on the same bill, and they must have the shared app so they can, keep track of each other and what they're doing oral health-wise. Well, this woman noticed that her husband's toothbrush was being used at weird times. Like 10:45, the toothbrush is being used. Well, that's weird because my husband and I are at work. And after noticing certain days, a certain pattern on certain days, late in the morning, the toothbrush is being used by him, you would think. And after a little investigation, turns out after they would go to work, the husband would come back home and have a female coworker come over, and they did their thing in their house, in their bed, and then he would go brush his teeth before going to the office. Caught by your smart toothbrush.
Wow. I didn't even know those existed.
Right.
Wow.
So, I want to know, 800-821-9970, how did you catch someone cheating? Or do you know how someone got caught? Some weird, strange way.
I know somebody who got caught because their iPad and their iPhone was linked, and their kid was using their iPad when they were texting with another person that wasn't the kid's mom.
Oh, so the iMessage popped up.
So the message popped up, and she took it to her mom and said, "What is this?"
Oh, no. You got to be smarter than that.
Yes.
You got to know if you have Apple products. They work together.
And I also think it was an old iPad, so it was sort of one of those forgotten things that, they hadn't used the iPad in like 2-3 years, and she's like, can I use this? Yeah, charged it up.
Yeah.
Boom,
I've got an old.
boom.
Yeah, we don't need to buy you this. I've got an old one you can use to watch
all
videos
these texts came out. Oh, yeah.
Whoops.
Yep.
Is that a person we both know, Kelly?
No.
Oh, okay, because I know somebody, same story.
Is that right?
Oh, really?
No kidding.
That we both know.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Now I'm
800-821-9970. Shoot us a text 99700. The way that someone you know got caught being infidelitous. Is that a word? Did I just make that up? Adulterous? Well, no. Is it
You're thinking of infidelity.
Infidelity. But if they're being infidel.
Yeah. Infidel.
Infidel. Yeah, if they're being infidel, then let us know. 99.7 The Blitz. Saw this article yesterday. A guy got caught cheating because of his smart toothbrush. Him and his wife have these toothbrushes that keep track of how well you're brushing, how often you're brushing, make sure your mouth is clean. And she noticed that his toothbrush was being used at weird times on the app and found out that, he was in fact cheating. He was at home with another woman when he was supposed to be at work, and that's how he got caught. So I wanted to know, did you ever catch someone in a really weird or unique way? Kelly, you got one?
Yeah, somebody said check the details of our wireless plan, and back in the day on Sprint, photo text would upload. Found her sending nudes to other guys.
Wait, when you got your bill, the photo text was part of the bill?
I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Are you serious?
That's wild.
Is that?
That seems like, because if that comes off a printer, someone's got to put that in an envelope, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Wow. How about this one? These are anonymous, by the way. She had a list of everyone that she'd had sex with, and I was not the last name on the list. What?
You can't. If you're going to keep a list.
Was it in alphabetical order, I hope?
Right, yeah. If you're going to keep a list, man.
Dang.
Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Anna.
Anna, did you catch someone or know of someone who got caught in a really weird way because they were cheating?
Yes. Busted by window tint.
By window tint?
Yes.
How are they busted by window tint?
The individual was pulled over for having window tint that was too dark, and it had to be removed. So while helping remove the window tint, the trunk was opened, and in the trunk was found a box of condoms and a pair of fish.
Oh!
Wait, a box of condoms and a pair of what?
Fishnets.
Oh,
Fishnets.
fishnets. Oh, I see.
So, no tint on the window. You don't get pulled over. It doesn't have to be removed. You're not standing there helping, and you don't see what's in the trunk. Busted,
there you go.
Busted by window tint.
Wow.
I love it. Thanks for the call, and I hope you have a great week. Vic, what you got over there?
Husband was supposed to be on a camping hunting trip with his friends for a long weekend. I'd just gotten off the phone with him, telling me what they'd been doing, all this boring guy stuff that made me none the wiser. My subconscious was telling me something because I checked our joint bank account right after I got off the phone. He had made 2 transactions that evening at a movie theater and an ice cream shop. Pretty stereotypical, cheesy date. I was more shocked at the lengths of the lies he told about his fake trip.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, the devil's in the details.
Yeah.
The more details you have in a story, the better a lie it is. So you got to make sure you line those details up. So good on him.
Movie theater and ice cream shop out camping?
Yeah. But don't use your connected credit card.
Idiot.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing of all. You did a great job with the details of the hunting trip, but then you were stupid enough to use the simplest way to get caught. Hey, I charged our date on the family credit card. What? Idiot. Speaking of which, I saw this article where this woman was talking about if you have any suspicions that your significant other is cheating, there's a little test you can do. And that test is you call your significant other at any time. It doesn't really matter when. Maybe if you have an idea, they're cheating before they come home from work. So it's like 3:00 or they're on their lunch break. You call them on their lunch break and you have your normal conversation and you say goodbye. But you don't hit the end button real quick. Because a lot of times, a lot of us have done this where we finish a conversation and we're kind of putting our phone down, but still talking live to whoever we're with before you hang up. So you can maybe catch the last second or two of the conversation before that person hangs up. So what you do is you don't hit hang up, you listen, and then you might hear, can you make sure she doesn't call while we're together? Or, that last minute little thing to catch them. So,
I wonder how many people have gotten caught by butt dialing.
Or butt dialing. Yeah, that could be one. For sure.
This happened back around 2002 at the height of AIM. Instant AOL Instant Messenger, right? My mom was having a conversation with her best friend about the affair she was having with her boss at work. Went into pretty graphic detail. When she was done, she turned the computer off. No biggie. Only she turned off the monitor, not the actual computer.
Not the computer?
Naturally, my dad was next to use, and he saw it when he turned the monitor on.
Oh, dirty. Man, if you've got one, 800-821-9970 or 99-700. Hard to believe that we're into June. 2025 is just absolutely flying by right now. Absolutely unbelievable. But if you're looking forward to some things in June, or you're like, what am I going to do in June as the weather warms up? We roll into summer. A couple things for you to keep an eye out for. If you want to go to the movies, the new John Wick spinoff, Ballerina, is going to open up. I'm going to go see that one. The live action How to Train Your Dragon. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that one. You got Brad Pitt in the racing movie F1, which I'm not an F1 racing fan, but I will go see this for the visuals. I'm going to go see it in like IMAX or something. It looks...
You really think Brad's hot? For the visuals, I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I mean by visuals. It's not the cool racing scenes. No, it's Brad Pitt. If you're into the horror genre, 28 Years Later comes out, and you've got Megan 2.0 coming out as well. On TV, if you're a fan of award shows, you've got the 78th Annual Tony Awards coming up on June 8th. You've got the BET Awards on June 9th, and the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards coming up on June 21st. And if you're looking to celebrate, well, you've got Pride Month, which kicked off. You've got Juneteenth on June 19th coming up. You've got Father's Day on the 15th. And the official start to summer is coming up on June 20th. So there you go. Head out and celebrate. Enjoy the warmer weather. Summer is here. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
AEP Ohio wants to raise your rates again and has filed a request with the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio. If approved, your bill will go up about $4 a month for the average customer, which would be fine if they hadn't raised rates like every single time they could possibly do it over the last few years. It's like fatigue at this point. It's ridiculous. But AEP says the extra money would go towards replacing aging equipment, strengthening the system against outages, and addressing higher demand. Now, the major reason that AEP needs all these upgrades and more strength and to meet this much higher demand is because of all the data centers that have been built in the area. So as the PUCO is considering making you pay for that, the Ohio Consumers Council will be arguing that the tech giants who open these data centers should bear the full cost of the increase.
Thank you.
So,
valid argument.
Yeah, you have the Ohio Consumers Council on your side on this one. There are 115 data centers in Columbus.
Really?
Sucking up all our energy. And if they are involved at all in AI operations, they use that uses even more electricity, an enormous amount.
AI crushes energy.
And here's the interesting thing, and again, we've said a million times, we are not political, we are not getting political, but when you look at something about the advancement in technology, AI, what's good for a community, we're bringing data centers in, more jobs. We're putting money into the community, more people living, more spending dollars. But then you start breaking things down. Oh, it's using all this energy, which means AEP has to raise rates. It's going to raise our rates. It's all connected. And if you look at every little thing, it's hard to, what's good and what's bad and what's beneficial and what's not.
And you always hear those gigantic data centers employ like hardly anybody. They don't have a lot of employees.
Right, all automated and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah, is it worth it? I don't know. In Mobile, Alabama, 2 people were shot and wounded last evening at a children's dance recital.
Oh!
It happened inside the Sanger Theater. Witnesses say there was a scuffle before shots were fired near the front of the theater. So those people in the expensive seats there at the kids' dance performance, Everybody's scattered. The police chief says it appears to be a domestic situation. The parties involved are all known to police. They've been involved in police situations in the past, and the man believed to have pulled the trigger has turned himself in. Sir, this is not a Waffle House.
Hey,
it's a kid's dance recital.
Baby Shark will cause you to be violent.
Gosh.
Sometimes.
Well, nearly a decade after its debut, Stranger Things is coming to a close. Netflix has announced the 8 episodes of the show's 5th and final season will be released in 3 batches. They're splitting up 8 episodes into 3 different batches. All right, Volume 1 will get 4 episodes on the night before Thanksgiving Eve. We'll get 4 episodes. Then Volume 2, which is 3 episodes, will drop on Christmas Day. And then we'll have to wait until New Year's Eve for the very final episode of Stranger Things. The episodes will reportedly drop at 8 p.m. Eastern on each of those 3 dates.
At least they're close. Unlike,
Agreed.
some that have been several months in between.
Yeah,
you're right,
agreed.
but I gave up on Stranger Things in season 3.
Oh,
and
no!
Go F yourself, breaking up into 3 parts. I feel bad for Stranger Things fans.
But there's a lot
don't
of shows are doing that now.
I know, it's stupid.
Well,
the last new episodes we got was in 2022. So it's been 3 years.
That's
Is it really?
crazy. Has it been 3 years?
Since Master of Puppets?
2022 dropped in
my
2022.
That's
Now, the
insane.
thing is that you do, I feel the same way about Stranger Things, although I am caught up, but I had to renew my interest in the series because I did not care to watch season 4. And then finally I was bored and I thought, let me figure out where we are. Let me see if I'm into it. It was a really good season, but
good.
I was kicking and screaming the whole way because I thought I was done with the show as well. It's good, but I could care less about this final season now. I'm back to not caring.
Right.
I don't
and
understand.
granted, me for sure have become impatient. Like, The Pit is probably my favorite show in years, and I was so mad it was a week-to-week kind of thing.
Right?
Although, looking back, not totally mad, because I'd have made it through The Pit in 2 days, and then I'd be done with it. But at least I had, 10, 13, 14 weeks to, week by week to watch.
It's worth it for me to have to get through the gore of The Pit. Like, it really turns my stomach to where it makes it unpleasant to watch. But everybody says it's the greatest show.
It's unbelievable.
Is the great part of it the gore?
No.
Okay.
The story is the great. The acting,
Okay.
the story is unbelievable. It just happens to be super realistic.
And it's like,
so when they show medical stuff, they're showing it.
Yeah, and it's like 24, where every episode is 1 hour of the same day. So it's 15 episodes. So it's 15-hour day in this emergency
It's a shift
room.
of
It was
an emergency
crazy. By the way, with this final season of Stranger Things, these 8 episodes, they're all like 2 hours long. They're like movies.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they're all like 2 hour.
Okay, now I'm really not into it.
Oh my
Right.
God.
That's too long.
That is a lot.
Really?
Oh, it's too much.
That is a lot.
There's
It's
a girl,
too much.
you would just talk about binging a show.
Yeah,
I did watch 15 hours of The Pit, so I guess it's 16 hours of Stranger Things.
But I can dump out after 30 minutes if I want.
You can pause a show.
Yeah. I can't tell you the psychology behind it, Thick. It just is what it is.
Right.
I hate a movie, but I'll spend 8 hours watching a TV show.
Yep.
This is a TV show.
All right, those are your 3 things.
So this past weekend, I was back up in Detroit. We were packing up the house, getting ready for the official move coming up this weekend. But we did a whole bunch of work on Friday and got done what was on the checklist of the things we wanted to get done. So we had a little extra time. So Saturday, we went golfing. Nice weather. And we had a good little time. Had some cocktails on the course, and we were feeling all right. And then we got an invite by Nora's best friend to go hang out and grab an appetizer and a drink because, we're getting ready to move. It was kind of like the final hangout. And it was cool because this particular friend, Nora's best friend, was there the day that Nora and I met. Like, I was coming from golf. Nora and I had been talking on the app and said, hey, I'm out with a friend grabbing a drink. If you want to swing by, you're more than welcome to. So I did. I went, I met the two of them, and she was there for the very first meeting.
Okay, nice.
So we actually started at the same restaurant, the same table where we all met for the first time. It also happens to be the same table where I proposed to Nora, a few months ago. And we were just laughing and joking about everything. having a good time. And after we finished up, we weren't done yet. So we decided to walk around the block to another little watering hole just to hang out and continue the night. Now, I'll be 100% honest. At that particular moment, I was feeling pretty nice.
Yeah.
Had already been on the golf course, had already been to this one place, and we were having a good time. And then I'm standing there, and we're at the front of the restaurant where they've got a long bar along the window, and the window is like almost like one of those giant opening windows. So we're looking out onto the sidewalk. We're right there at the very front. And Nora is facing her friend Ashley. So Nora's back is to me, and they are facing each other. And right behind her friend Ashley is the corner of the room. And there's just a little space there. And this woman goes and sits down on a stool in the very, very corner of this restaurant. And it's not even a restaurant, it's a bar. It's not even a huge bar. So it's pretty packed in there. And I walk up behind Nora, and I'm standing there kind of over Nora's right shoulder, and I go, I wonder why she's sitting there all alone. And I look up, and just as I look up, the woman sitting behind Ashley, this complete stranger, looks up, and we lock eyes. And I was like, oh, I got caught looking. So I looked down, and I was like, I'm talking to Nora, side mouth, and I'm like, I wonder what this woman is just sitting in the corner behind herself. And I look back up. Damn it, we locked eyes again. So I look down, and I'm thinking to myself, is she still looking at me? So I look up. We lock eyes for a third time. And at this point, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
And I go, oh, my God, why are you sitting by yourself in the bar?
Oh, no.
Just trying to break the ice as to why I kept staring at this person. And she goes, oh, no, the guy's coming back. And she goes, I thought you were... And she thought I was someone else or thought I was something else. Do you have an idea, Kelly? I said you wanted to take a guess who I was mistaken for at the bar.
Yeah, I think she thought you were Vin Diesel.
Okay, thank you.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, you look like Vin Diesel.
I look like Vin Diesel.
Yeah. If I had maybe 3 drinks and I looked up and saw you, I'd be like, dude, can I have your autograph? Let's get a selfie.
Wait, I honestly believe how many women have thought that going home with me. I'm going home with Vin Diesel, and they wake up the next morning and they're like, oh, those 3 drinks were completely wrong.
Yeah,
he does not look like Vin Diesel.
I actually went home with Woody Harrelson. That's what I was thinking.
I thought it was Vin Diesel. No, it turns out it was Woody Harrelson.
That's who I would have thought.
Completely different. No, as it turns out, it wasn't a particular famous person she thought I was. But what she did think was the reason she kept looking up at me and we kept locking eyes is because she was ready to get out of her seat and come talk to Nora and Ashley to be the distracting friend to get the drunk jerk off their shoulders.
Oh, she thought you were a creeper.
Yes, because Ashley and Nora were talking to each other, and I'm standing behind Nora kind of like in her ear. She thought I was the drunk a-hole.
She was going to play wingman.
Yeah, she was going to play safety wingman to the 2 females. And I was like, no, my damn fiance. I'm supposed to be here. I'm wondering why you're sitting in the corner by yourself, you loser.
Oh, there's no way she could be with him.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a stinger for sure.
So what happened?
Well, as it turns out, she was on a first date with this guy who had gone to get drinks at the bar and came back. And then the 5 of us probably spent the next hour together.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Hanging out and talking. I did one thing where I was like, all right, don't look at each other. And I walked up to the guy. So my back is to the girl, and I walk up to the guy. I was like, all right, first date, here we go. All right, and I do this. I hold it to my chest, and I give thumbs up or thumbs down. I was real quick. I was like, what do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down? And he goes, oh, yeah, thumbs up. All right, I go, don't move, hang on. And I turn around, I go to the girl. I was like, hey, all right, real quick, first date. He goes, thumbs up or thumbs down? And she goes, oh, no, I really like him, thumbs up. And I was like, all right, everything's good.
We got a match.
Everything's good. I can tell you she was not that he wasn't into her, but she was definitely more. Yeah, you can tell. But
so were there jokes about this the whole hour?
Oh, the whole time.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. But then I kind of told the story of Nora and I meeting and being together, and how I believe we're. And I was telling him, I was like, I hope everyone finds the love like I found. But total drunk talk.
Very much so. Yeah. Were there any like tears, any type of like emotions that were coming out?
No, but I will tell you this: not there. But when Ashley showed up to the restaurant that we were grabbing the first appetizer at, she showed us our going away gift and our housewarming gift. Snot bubbles in the middle of the restaurant. I was bawling at what she got us.
So nice.
It was unbelievable. And I was like, I'm too drunk to show me this right now. I just crying my eyes out. The coolest, most awful gift ever. But anyways, no, it was just a great way. I was mad at first at who she compared me to, but then we absolutely had an absolute blast. So good times for the final weekend.
Vin Diesel.
Come on.
You look I'm not kidding.
Oh, please.
Have you seen a picture of Vin Diesel?
Yeah,
he looks exactly like him.
I was going through famous bald guys going, not Vin Diesel.
Famous bald guys.
Okay, let me take the compliment, Vic. You don't have to poop on it so much. You don't have to be so adamant that I don't look like
you
Vin
were
Diesel.
adamant that you didn't.
All I said was no. Yeah. You're going on and on and on.
He's saying no as like, come on.
Stop it.
Stop it.
You're
Vin
over here like, no hell way. No possible.
Yeah, come on, Woody.
99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, body parts in mouths they're not supposed to be in. That is the theme for today's Not So Breaking News. First story coming out of Modesto, California, where 27-year-old Christian Angelino was just arrested because he had been harassing a woman for months, kind of more like stalking her. He actually followed her home from work, even slept outside of her place in his car. And then 2 Wednesdays ago, she woke up around midnight to find Christian at the edge of her bed with her toes in his mouth.
Oh, no.
Firing squad. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is disgusting.
Like it's that disgusting.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. To be woken up to a strange man having his mouth on your toes. Whew.
My wife would kick me in the face, and I'm not a stranger.
No, for sure. After that, he actually did try and get in bed with her. Thankfully, she pushed him away, called 911, and ran off. Cops didn't capture him that night, but did track him down the next day in the same area, which means he came back to try and do it again.
Wow.
He's facing charges for burglary, stalking, sexual battery, and assault with intent to commit a felony. Good. And as Kelly said, firing squad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. This second story takes us over to Bangkok, where Athaporn Boom Shakalaka. Boon Makaki.
Careful.
Yeah, right. You're getting really close.
Walking that line. BOONMAKCHUAY.
Yeah.
Boon Makaki.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Anyways, 38-year-old man went to use the restroom, and that is when an 11-foot python attached itself to this man's manhood. Yes, he had an 11-foot python chomp on his wee-wee.
Wow.
He was able to then...
Like the Frank or the Beans?
The Frank.
Oh.
And here's the thing. They have a picture of the python in the toilet. I don't know how it takes up the entire toilet.
But also, are you going in the dark? Like sometimes I don't turn the light on in the middle of the night.
I agree. I don't either. Uh-huh. I don't either. It did do some serious damage after he reached down, feeling a sharp pain to find the python's jaws clamped onto the edge of his...
So do you go to the emergency room or...
Well, he struggled to get himself free while screaming for his wife before losing consciousness. He did manage to tie a rope around the snake's head and then secure it to the bathroom door so the snake couldn't get away.
Oh, my God. That python thought it was another snake invading his territory.
It very well could be. Absolutely.
Wait, all the while it was hanging on?
I think so.
Oh, my God.
They've got a picture of the python basically coming up through the hole in the toilet. Toilet is filled with red water.
Ugh.
Because obviously he passed out from loss of blood. I mean, he was...
Dang.
Yeah, and then you've got the snake tied to the bathroom door.
I don't want to ever live in a place where that is a possibility.
Right. I don't know. I think I'm scratching Bangkok off the list of places I want to visit.
No thanks.
I
Okay.
mean,
I'll just look at pictures.
right.
Oh,
So, he's going to be okay. The snake
I mean,
was
not mentally though.
No.
Ever. Like you're going to deal with that psychological torture for the rest of your life. You will approach toilets in a new way.
Oh, every one of them.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to like sit down again.
Just you'd have to do that. Check once, check twice. List with the lid. You're looking. Yeah.
Everything would be a squat.
Oh, I'd be watching the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're looking down
between my legs, looking the whole time.
Yeah, you got to watch the plop plop because there's no way you're sitting back down on the toilet ever again. There will never be a sealed area where I'm not looking again. It was,
wow.
I mean, they're going to have to change the name. It used to be called Bangkok. Now it's got to be Bike. 99.7 The Blitz.
I'm tired of your goddamn rock and roll, anything goes lifestyle.
This is your Blitz Rock Rundown, the Monday morning edition. Rock and roll!
What's up, Tess?
Hey, morning.
How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. You got some stories for us?
I do have some stories.
What's happening in the rock world?
There's a lot. Lots of music this week. Well, let's start with Chevelle. They'll release their 10th album, Bright as Blasphemy, on August 15th. And they also shared a sequel of sorts, if you will, to the first single, Rabbit Hole Cowards Part 1. It's Cowards Part 2. Chevelle's coming to PNC Pavilion in Cincinnati with Asking Alexandria and Dead Poet Society on September 10th.
Well, I might have to go check that one out.
They have a new bag policy now, by the way, so you know. So you might want to check that before you go to pretty much
PNC?
any Cincinnati shows.
What? Wasn't that just, no bags or the clear bags, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
But they're even more strict about the clear bags now. Yeah. Rise Against. They'll release their 10th album and first in 4 years, Ricochet, on August 15th. And the new single is called I Want It All.
I like this one too.
Rise Against and Papa Roach are teaming up for the Rise of the Roach tour featuring Under Oath, and that's coming to PNC Pavilion in Cincinnati on Tuesday, September 23rd. Now, Avatar. They just dropped a new single and announced a North American tour. The new single is called Captain Goat.
All right, real quick, move along to the next story before Thick starts going into this whole breakdown of the video and what it means. And if we spend any more time talking about this as much as we did off the air, I can't take it anymore.
I just want to know what it's about.
It's not about anything. It's a music video.
I think the goat's taking them to hell.
Well, that would make perfect sense because they use it in seances and devil. It's that goat, that longhorn goat thing. That would make perfect sense. So we'll stick with that explanation.
The video's just bizarre.
My blood pressure is rising just listening to you two right now.
I just wanted to know what it's about.
No, you don't understand. He's on the other side, and he's literally like, I just need to know, what does the goat mean? Like, he's losing
Last
his
week
mind.
he was talking to a listener off the air, on the phone, getting their information. He goes, what do you think that new Avatar song means?
Have you seen the goat?
Have you seen that?
Hey, he loved the song, by the way.
What is it? Is he going to heaven? Did he die? Or why is the goat rowing the boat?
And then, do you remember last week? He goes, hey, you guys, you think it'd be a good segment if we did a song and tried to figure out what it means?
I want to know what
Trying
the
to go
song
in the
means.
back door to
we
get
asked
to the
question,
song.
what does the goat mean?
Well, they're just that band, man. You never know what to expect from them. There's just always something with them, you know.
Well, maybe you can find out when they come to Kemba on Saturday, November 22nd.
Oh, I hope they bring a goat out on stage.
Oh, God, please. In a boat.
Just so Thick can be there in the audience. What does the goat mean?
All right, and finally, I Prevail. They dropped a new single called Violent Nature. It's the first song since parting ways with vocalist Brian Burkheiser earlier this month. Remaining vocalist Eric V says it's aggressive, fast, and heavy, all packed into 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Turn it up and put your head through a wall. Maybe don't do that. You could scream into a pillow or something, but here it is.
I have been cranking this all weekend.
Okay.
Oh, I love it.
This is definitely some workout music for sure. Yeah.
I was reading comments.
What does it mean?
Yeah, I know
What
this
is the
means.
violent nature?
I was watching that video so many times. The comments were great. One woman goes, "My husband's going to hear me sing this all weekend." I was like, okay.
I mean, that's definitely some get some work done type music, whether you're weightlifting or cleaning house. I mean, you definitely...
That's my new break stuff.
Yeah, you do break stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Or driving.
Oh, I can't get enough of it.
Yep.
I can see pushing on the gas pedal a little too hard if that song is playing in the car.
Yep. All right, falling in reverse, hitting the road this summer. Woo! Scared the bejesus out of me. The God is a Weapon tour, named after their new single with Marilyn Manson. And it's coming to Riverbend in Cincinnati August 29th with Slaughter to Prevail, Hollywood Undead, and Sleep Theory. And tickets are on sale now.
Damn!
All right, let's talk about Three Doors Down. Frontman Brad Arnold battling stage 4 kidney cancer. In a video he shared on their social media, he said it's clear cell renal cell carcinoma, which has spread to his lungs. Now, despite how serious it is, he says he's staying hopeful and leaning on his faith. Now, because of the diagnosis, Three Doors Down will no longer be joining Creed on the Summer of '99 tour. Daughtry will be stepping in for them on the upcoming dates, including their stop at the Schottenstein Center on July 20th with Mammoth. Tickets for that are already sold out. But Brad, who just celebrated 9 years of sobriety in January, asked fans to keep him in their prayers and to go listen to It's Not My Time a little bit.
That's unfortunate.
That's a really sad video. He's been posting, I think, on Instagram or TikTok or something. I see him pop up.
I know. I can't watch it without
really
crying.
Sad.
All right, I couldn't end on that one. So let's talk about Ice Nine Kills and what they do. They posted a Memorial Day merch promo last weekend. It showed Freddy Krueger and Jason grilling meat, which was hilarious, I thought. But fans started calling them out, saying it looked super AI generated. So they responded with another AI photo and a sarcastic caption that said, they're vigorously investigating the disturbing claims and promise to get to the bottom of this horrific crime against Redditors.
What else would it be if Jason and Freddy are grilling meat?
Right.
That's not real. I say fake news. That's not real. That's AI.
I think that's how you do it. That's how you get back at any haters.
Agree wholeheartedly.
Ice Nine Kills their Hell of a Summer tour with Dayseeker, Kim Dracula, and The Funeral Portrait coming to the Covelli Center in Youngstown Thursday, August 28th, and that was your Blitz Rock Rundown.
Tess, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Kelly, having some Sonic Temple flashbacks there. That was the first song you ever crowd surfed to.
Ah, it was glorious. I need to go watch that video again. I haven't seen it since the day I did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got to go back and watch it.
That
for
was
sure.
really fun. Really fun.
I had to imagine it had probably the one of the easiest crowd surfs ever. People were just like, just one,
it's like a
one
beach ball.
fingering it. Yeah, just one fingering you across the crowd. Yeah.
Pardon me?
Just because you're so little.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh, I beg your finest pardon? One finger what?
But that still shot of you with your hair just perfect, straight board. That was great.
Pretty good.
It was
Pretty
really
good.
fun. Yep.
Hey, there is another great show coming. It is going to be Coheed and Cambria. They're going to be with Taking Back Sunday at Kemba Live on Saturday, August 23rd, and we would love to hook you up with tickets. And to do so, we need two people right now, 800-821-9970, if you would like to be a part of another game of categories, because we need some representatives to not play along, but one person will be represented by Kelly, one person will be represented by me, Goose, and someone's going to walk away with tickets. So let's find ourselves two representatives. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
This is Sherry.
Sherry. Hi, Sherry. All right, since you called in first, Sherry, you get first choice. Do you want to be represented by Kelly or by Goose?
By Kelly.
All right.
Is that what, 11-9 to 1?
I mean, 11-9 to 1. Yeah, she's won the last two for sure. All right, Sherry, you hang on 1 second. I can't be mad at your choice there. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Oh, they hung up.
They hung up. Yep. Did Sherry hang up?
No.
Oh. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Hello?
Hello, Blitz. Did you break the phone?
I don't know what's going on. Try this.
Sure. There we go.
There
Blitz,
we go.
good morning. Hi, who's this?
This is Danny.
Danny. All right, Danny. You are going to be represented by me since Sherry picked Kelly. So we're going to put you on hold for just a moment and see if you can walk away with Coheed and Cambria tickets. So this is how the game works. Thick is going to give us a category. Kelly, we're going back and forth one at a time, naming things in that category until someone can't come up with an answer. Now,
You have to give me more than 3 seconds.
no,
Then
that is
I
the
quit.
game.
I quit.
4. You get 4 seconds,
4 seconds. I'll take it.
and that is it.
I might need 5.
If
But
you can't come up with an answer, you get the buzzer, and the last person to name something in that category will win the point. So, Thick, are you ready with today's category?
I am ready.
Okay,
Are you ready to come up with examples of the category?
I am. Kelly, you ready?
yes.
All right.
All right.
You want to
your
go first or second, Kelly?
Second.
Okay.
Got your focus.
We're ready.
First category is soft drinks.
Diet Coke,
Pepsi.
Sprite,
Coke.
Diet Sprite,
Mountain Dew.
Dr. Pepper,
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Faygo Rock and Rye,
Faygo Orange.
High C Orange,
Oh, no. Hawaiian Punch.
Mellow Yellow,
What's that cola? RC Cola.
Starry.
Starry. What's that?
That's the Pepsi
Walmart
version
brand?
Pepsi version of Sprite.
Yep.
Don't stall. Let's go.
Diet Hawaiian Punch.
Oh, no.
Is there such a thing?
No.
Nah.
I'm looking
That ain't
it up.
happening.
Did I miss it? Did nobody say 7-Up? I
Yeah,
didn't
you
hear-
did.
Oh, did you say 7-Up?
Did you say 7
No,
Up?
I said Sprite and Starry.
Nobody said
Never
7-Up.
got to 7-Up.
Never heard
Hawaiian
root beer
Punch.
Are you Googling Diet Hawaiian Punch?
Yes,
Well,
I
yeah.
am. No, I'm not seeing anything called Diet Hawaiian Punch.
No, there isn't.
Because that would be just colored water.
Right, yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's called Crystal Light. All
Right.
right,
All right. First point to Goose.
let's go.
Second category.
Do you want to go first or second, Kelly?
Second.
All right.
Ready?
I need some seconds.
Musical instruments.
Flute,
Oh, I was going to say that. Oboe.
banjo,
Drums.
harmonica,
Guitar.
acoustic guitar.
I didn't say electric guitar.
Okay, so then I
Okay.
get to pick either
Okay.
one. You left the door wide open.
Piano.
Guitar,
Trombone.
saxophone,
Violin.
viola.
Cello.
Damn it. Harp.
Bass.
Banjo.
Oh,
You already said banjo.
Yes.
All right, Kelly got a point.
Xylophone. That's what I was going for. All right, tied up.
Tuba. All right.
Oh, tuba would have been a good one.
Point to each of you. All right. I'm going to make you dig in for this one. You ready? You're going to hate
What
this.
does that song mean that Avatar just put out?
What's the goat mean?
That's right. I'm going to get even right now. With
Okay.
you. You're going to hate this one. Countries in Europe.
Countries in Europe.
France,
Italy.
Spain,
Luxembourg.
Greece,
Vatican City.
England.
Let's see. Europe. So I'm going to say, how about we say
Oh,
Sweden?
wait. Vatican City is its own country.
Oh, is it?
I mean,
Wait, what's
I'm
the
not-
category?
Wait, yeah, you
Well,
said
I'm,
countries
I'm sorry,
in
but
Europe.
it's like
Countries
its
in
own
Europe.
thing. It's not listed on countries in Europe. That's what I'm telling you. There's no Vatican City listed on countries in Europe.
Ooh.
44 countries in Europe, and that is not one of them listed. You can double check
it's a
before
country
we
in
continue.
Europe, Vatican City. That's according to Wikipedia.
I'm going to give her
All
credit.
right,
It's
continue.
its own country.
Just continue.
I
then.
agree.
Continue. I'm sorry. It wasn't on this list. So go ahead.
Well, now whose turn is it?
I don't know.
Well, that's where I
Let's
stopped.
check on Vatican City.
Liechtenstein. No, you stopped after we named like 3 more.
Okay.
Just continue.
Oh.
Okay.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Liechtenstein.
All right.
Okay. Poland.
Hungary.
Czech Republic.
Oh,
Yep.
Good one. Germany.
Romania.
That whole game was screwed up. That whole game was screwed up. You can't stop us in the middle and tell us to pick back up
You're
again.
right. You can't stop her.
I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time. Yes,
Me and Sherry, baby, we're having a good time.
That's BS with an asterisk. There's no way.
You gave it to her.
Okay, well, you shouldn't have just stopped the game. We should have picked a new category and reset.
But
Not go
how
back.
are you going to say Vatican City is not a country in Europe when it is a country? It's the smallest country in the
No
world.
one's arguing with you. I'm arguing with the game, the way the game was handled.
Right. I wasn't, I guess, suggesting that you were arguing. I was suggesting
You're
that
stating a
Vic
case
was
for an
arguing.
argument that you already won.
I don't know, man. I had the list up. I didn't see it. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to cheat you. I didn't want you to be cheated, Goose.
Congratulations, Danny. I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, he hung up anyways.
So did Sherry.
He was like, "Screw you, Goose," and he hung up.
I wonder if
Fine.
Sherry hung up
I
when
get
she
it.
said.
No, she
when I
texted
said-
in. She got disconnected. So
Oh,
we'll
okay.
we got her number. We'll give her a call. And
I was
get her
afraid
taken
when
care
I
of.
said that wasn't on the list. She hung up.
Congratulations, Sherry. We'll have more tickets for Coheed and Cambria all week. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, a ton of noise complaints were made Friday about the Breakaway Music Festival at historic Crew Stadium, which is an EDM festival, like tons of loud bass, right? Boom, 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 boom. It's the same beat and the same RPMs, just all friggin' night, right? Well, people from as far away as Grove City said they felt their home shaking and vibrating from the music. Complaints also came from German Village, Marion Village, Italian Village, Clintonville, Old Town East. Festival organizers had to put out a statement because so many noise complaints were made. Basically, they said, look, we were supposed to end at 11 p.m., but because we had a big rain delay, we extended beyond our original planned end time, and they say that they had a permit allowing them to go at full volume until midnight. And so that's
okay.
pretty much what happened. So, I mean, whatever. It was a 2-day festival, and I'm sure everybody had a great time and all that.
If that's not your thing,
People
then
were
I
like,
can
I'm
see.
trying to put my kid to sleep.
Right.
It's just the monotony of that same bass beat for hours. I guess we're really getting under people's skin. A civil trial involving former Mount Carmel doctor William Husel is expected to get started in Franklin County this morning. Husel is suing Mount Carmel and the hospital system's parent company, Trinity Health, claiming defamation. He argues that corporate officials led a false campaign in the media, which resulted in his indictment on murder charges in 2019. Prosecutors claim Husel knowingly gave multiple patients deadly doses of fentanyl. He was tried on 14 murder counts back in 2022 and was acquitted. So now it's his time to be in court again. This is a civil case. I would like to go through. We were talking earlier this morning about the Atlantic hurricane season being here.
Yes.
And they are expecting at least 3 to be major hurricanes, but they also put out the list of names. We're going to start out with Hurricane Andrea. We start at A and go all the way down through W, I think, this year. So I want to give you the name of a possible hurricane this year, and you tell me what kind of hurricane it might be. Okay? For instance, Hurricane Dexter.
I mean, here's the thing. It could either be very sneaky, sneak up on you. It could be very murderous,
yes,
and we could lose a lot of people.
I'm worried about that one.
But on the flip side, a hurricane is what supposedly killed Dexter at the end of the series.
You are so right.
So
we ended with him out to sea in a hurricane.
Right.
And then he came back as a flippin' lumberjack.
Right. So maybe it'll stay out to sea. I don't know.
Hey, I love that idea. How about this one, Hurricane Karen? What do you think about a Hurricane Karen? Huh?
Pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's pain in the ass. I have a feeling like when we get the overhead satellite view, it's going to be oddly shaped, like a lot of Karen haircuts. Like, all of a sudden, all the clouds are just curled over to the right, but the whole left side, there's nothing there.
Okay.
and first time that a hurricane ever asked to see the manager.
Yeah, 100%.
How about Hurricane Chantal? That sounds very fancy.
That does sound very fancy.
It's going to be a beautiful hurricane.
Yeah.
Just real pretty.
Yeah.
And then finally, what about Hurricane Tanya? I feel like that's cigarette smoker right there, Hurricane Tanya.
That's going to wipe out most of Florida.
I'm here to get you.
Yeah. At least one person is going to have serious knee injuries after that hurricane rolls through.
It's going to have this ridiculous tan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, those are your three things.
It's definitely going to wipe out a mobile home park. For sure.
Out of my way. Yeah. I was trying to do thick speech. Yours is way better.
Please. No, please.
Yeah.
Do it again. What does a smoker sound like?
Hey, wait. No, I'm like a 90-year-old smoker, okay? I've been smoking my whole life, and this is how I would sound.
Uh-huh.
I'm coming through. Listen, sweetheart.
Who's this impersonating me?
All right, honey. I've been around the block a few times. That's not very good.
It's so bad. It's good.
Right,
It
exactly.
is so bad. It's good.
I need to work on my tongue.
It's like when she's doing Who's Doing What.
Yeah. we'll just say impressions are not your strong suit.
That is putting it lightly.
Which is totally fine.
Yes, all right. That's it.
Well, if you've got yourself some disposable income, congratulations. I know it's difficult to come by nowadays, and sometimes you like to treat yourself. In fact, I am a firm believer, even if you don't have a ton of disposable income, you still got to treat yourself sometimes. Because you can get in the mindset of, why am I doing all this work, and it's all just going out the door. You got to treat yourself every once in a while.
Yes.
And this is treat yourself, because someone posted a video on TikTok. Poppy Steak is a restaurant in Miami Beach. I mean, it's already Miami Beach, so you know that you're already spending money down there. And they are going viral for serving a cocktail and caviar inside of a Hermes Birkin bag. The price tag on the bag itself is $33,000. Am I saying that right? Hermes, whatever. It's so rich, I don't even know the name of the brand. A Hermes Birkin bag.
It's a Birkin.
It's a Birkin.
Yeah.
Yep. And they bring out the drinks in the bag. The drinks themselves only cost $150. Only $150 for the drink.
Yeah.
It's the $33,000 bag. Now, the total expense, I'm not seeing what the total cost is. Maybe if you buy the bag, they give you the drinks and the caviar for free. Because they should.
Right.
You're already dropping $33,000.
On a bag.
On a bag. Okay. And the picture they show is basically two martini glasses sitting inside of a bag. Martini glasses are already impossible to carry without spilling a little bit. And they put it inside the bag. I'm not going to spill my martini inside my $33,000 purse. Are you insane?
I hope you do.
Right.
I do. That's what you get.
But hey, if that's what you consider treating yourself, knock yourself out. Go visit Poppy Steak down in South Beach in Miami there. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Well, the NBA Finals are set as we learn you some stuff on a Monday morning. The Pacers closed it out. Was it Pacers and Timberwolves?
Knicks. They beat the Knicks.
No.
The Pacers just finished beating the Knicks.
Right. The Pacers and Timberwolves are in the finals.
No, the Thunder.
The Thunder. Sorry. The Thunder beat
eliminated
the
Timberwolves.
Right.
Yes.
Pacers and Thunder. Yeah. There we go. Anyways, in NBA playoff action, there's never been a successful comeback from a 3-0 series deficit. Of the 159 NBA teams that have been down 3-0, only 4 of them have actually forced a Game 7 to go 3-3, but they always lost in Game 7.
I wonder if it's the same in NHL, baseball, if any of them have ever come back from a 3-0 deficit.
Who was it? Was it the NHL? Someone just did it over, and not that long ago. I can't remember who it was.
Vaguely remember something about that.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Speaking of sports, the longest winning streak in any professional sport in history is held by a squash player from Pakistan named Jahangir Khan. He won 555 consecutive matches from 1981 to 1986.
That's impressive.
That's a lot of wins in a row.
But squash?
Well, it's a big deal across
I know.
What? Sorry, it's not NASCAR.
Right.
They do have other sports in other parts of the world.
Can you imagine if somebody won over 500 straight NASCAR races?
That'd be pretty insane.
They'd be investigated.
Oh, for sure.
The car would be investigated.
Well, because what? There's only, 20 races a year?
Right. It's like...
Just nobody else is on the racetrack.
Right.
Just give
Everybody
up.
quit.
Yep. It's just him, just tootling around the course. The Mission Impossible TV series from the 1960s actually invented the term self-destruct with their famous mission instructions that would self-destruct in 5 seconds. That never been used before. Here's one for you. Some species of male spiders actually tie up the female spiders before mating. Little freaky deaky. Little freaky deaky up in there.
Wait, but is she okay with that? Or is it against her will? Because then we're talking about something completely different.
Well, I don't totally disagree with the male spiders because they do it so the females don't eat them afterwards.
Well, because there are some that do that.
100%.
Yeah. Of course, sometimes you don't want that evidence walking around. So
that's true, too.
They want to get rid of that guy.
I don't want to ever admit that I slept with that one. So we're just going to eat him and eliminate him so no one ever sees him again.
That's why they do it. Damn it.
Freaky deaky male spiders. And finally, man, look, we all know we put some things in our bodies and when we eat food.
Oh yeah, what am I doing wrong?
There are certain chemicals that we probably shouldn't be eating.
Right.
Certain things that happen, and here's just another one to add to the list. Soda.
Oh.
There is a tiny epoxy shield inside of an aluminum can that soda's kept in because otherwise the soda would eat through the can and corrode it in 3 days. Yet here we are, just chugging away on our cans of soda.
Well, yeah, we know that people will pour Coca-Cola on their battery terminals to clean them.
Rust, yeah, it'll clean off rust.
And we're drinking this
And we're
stuff.
just downing it. And I'll be the first. I drink Diet Coke like it's nobody's business. I get it.
Oh, I used to go through 6 to 8 Diet Pepsis a day. Now I just have one a day, and that's apparently too much.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there you go. Setting you up for success on a Monday morning. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
Great.